Welcome back, guys. Do you need help with your CRM with so many possibilities involved that you don't know which way to go? Well, in this video, we're going to break down the 3 things that you need inside of your CRM system, how to plan that out, and we're going to address each step of the way. Watch out for step number 3, which is close to the end, because that's going to get you less manual clicks and add some more automation into your entire process. So who am I? I'm Tony Roberts. I was just referred to as the Go High Level or REI Reply Whisperer, and I'm running with that title. Okay, so you might be wondering, what's the 3 parts of the system that I need? Because there's so many systems out there. There's so many things that you can do within the system. So let's not get too confused by throwing too many things in there. It's really simple. It's broken down into 3 key areas that you need, and I'm going to go through those right now for you, okay? The 3 teams that's involved in making your CRM system the best that it could be. And pause, because Motion CRM has all of these already built in it. I'm a shameless plug, but I have to tell you, the first team is going to be the communications team. Well, why is that the first team? Because if we're not communicating with our clients or reaching out, being top of mind with them, where are we? Really? They're going to go for the next guy or forget our number or anything else, right? We have to be in their faces on a daily basis, right? Now, what's the wholesaler's motto? A wholesaler's place is in a home seller's face. Okay, so let's get the communications team locked down, and I'm gonna do a series of these videos. So I'm gonna break down each portion and go into more depth on that, okay? But your communications team, that's gonna be your text, your calls, your RVMs, or your emails, okay? So which one do you choose? In my experience, I tell everyone follows this same flow. So for text messages, that's for speed. Okay, if you got a big list of people that you need to contact and need to contact them quick, text messages are the way that you want to go. Now, RVMs, if you want to do RVMs, that's typically for the older people. Okay, keep that in mind. They're not big texters, but they love voice messages. Okay, and then the phone calls are going to be for the older generation as well, because they love talking to people more than anything else, and the calls will get you more depth to those conversations. Okay, the text message, quick, fast to see if they're interested, but if they're interested, always swap that opportunity for a call and get them on the line as quickly as possible. That's your communications team. They're firing off all the correspondence. They're going to get that engagement going for your system. Now, number 2 on the list is going to be your response team. So what does the response team look like? So you might have a VA, you might be doing it yourself as a solopreneur, and you're responding to these people. But let's remember, this is the CRM system, so we don't have to be hands-on for every single piece of it, okay? So the response team can be handled a couple of different ways. We can add in some automations to handle the most common responses, such as the not interested, the do not calls, and things like that. We can actually automate that by using our workflows and making the response team even more robust, because now they aren't only handling responding, but they're handling the responses as well. So when those people come in, wouldn't it be nice to have a situation where that person that says not interested, they were added to the not interested pipeline, they received the not interested tag, they were put on hold for 90 days and then untagged and then put right back into the same workflows to reach out to people, but now with a correct phone number attached to it. Well, you can do all of those things when it's set up correctly, such as with my system or with your own if you take some time to do it. So that's going to be your response team. Anybody who responds to your communications team, they need to pick up the ball and run to the touchdown with that. And that's what your response team is responsible for, okay? So they're going to take that and go from there. Now I'm going to get a little deeper on these next couple of videos, so I'm going to show you some ways to automate those too. But this is just a quick overview. So that's step number 2 in the 3 steps. So what do we have so far? We have the communication team, we have the response team. Let's go for number 3. Now for number 3 is probably the most important one of the 3 legs. Even though all 3 of them keep everything balanced, the last one is what I like the most, and that's going to be your support team. Okay, so your support team is basically when you set up your Go High Level or your REI Reply, your CRM, whatever it is, to give you support using workflow tools is what I like to call it. Okay, so we're going to use a workflow as a tool in order to support us on the back end. So what does that mean exactly? More simply put, the support team is going to be a set of workflows that you've already set up in order to handle the most frequent things that you run into on a daily basis. This is going to be different than the communications team, because the communications team is going to respond back to people and be able to craft those messages. The support team is going to be different because these are going to be tools that we need. For example, if we have a tool that removed everyone from a workflow with just the tag remove from workflow, now instead of checking each one that you want to remove from the workflow, now because we've already set that up, we have one simple tag that we can use to quickly remove not just one, but a bulk or hundreds of different contacts at the same time. And that's the idea behind the support, right? Make these workflows in the tools that will help you more quickly get through these lists of people. Okay, let me give you another example of a tool. Let's say the UnD&D, which comes standard, right? So when you mark someone as D&D, or when they mark themselves as D&D, now let me tell you something. When they mark themselves as D&D, you can't remove them off of that text at all. So it's very important not to get people to respond to you and get added onto that D&D list, okay? But when you add them to the D&D list, you can remove them as you want to, okay? So let's say it was a tough phone call and you don't want to talk to them for another couple of months. You can put not interested and D&D on the list. Now, after 30, 60, 90 days or anything like that, how would you reasonably remove all of these people from the D&D list? If you have a tool, or if you create the workflow in advance to work for you in such a way, now you can add each one, or you can remove each one from the D&D list, or have another workflow where you can add them quickly to the D&D list. Okay, it's the difference between having a saw and a chainsaw. One way you could do it all your own, but once you have more than one tree, it makes more sense to break out the chainsaw. I'm going to tell you another one. I always put the business name as the address in there. And it used to be such a hassle because people would go onto the spreadsheet, add in a business name field, copy and paste and everything like that. Well, instead of that, now we just have a workflow in our system where when they're uploaded, if they're missing the business name, they automatically get that name, okay? The name of the street there. And I'll tell you guys why. If you haven't seen on my other videos why, I'll tell you guys. But coming up in the next couple of videos, I'm going to break down every piece of this so you guys can see yourself how this works. And we're going to take the FAM model and do it over and over, okay? So the foundation, the accelerator, the mastery, okay, in order to get your CRM system where you want it to be. So follow this series. I'm going to be dropping videos. Check it out. All right. Hey, good talking to you. If you got anything from this video, please like, subscribe, share the video, anything like that. It costs nothing. And watch out for those other videos where I'm going to break down every single part and give you the 3 levels to make it shine. All right.